Earnings season is here, guys. Now, Google, Amazon, and Microsoft have all dropped their latest reports from their previous Q2 earnings. Now, these three stocks I've personally been invested in, and Google and Microsoft I've been invested in for quite some time now. But are these results as good as they look? That's exactly what we're going to be breaking down in today's video. We're going to be talking about the bullish and the bearish sentiment, what analysts on Wall Street are kind of saying about these stocks and their long-term outlook. I'm also going to be talking about why I'm personally still holding these stocks and why I'm still bullish on these stocks at the moment, even in an overvalued market when you're looking at the S&P. So let's get into it. Now, starting off with Google, on screen you can see when I invested in a stock and how much I'm currently up. Considering I've only invested £500 in this stock a few years back, it's seen tremendous gains and Google's only getting stronger. Currently, the key areas of growth from the Q2 report is their search, YouTube, cloud, and overall subscriptions within the services that they provide. Year-on-year growth again is up over 14%, which is showing that although the whole AI saga and lots of different chatbots and competitors are coming into that space, Google is still leading with their search. As we can see, they are growing from a revenue and a sales perspective. Now, an area that I want to highlight is Google Cloud. Again, revenue up 32% with overall margin of 20.7%, and that has grown. Now, why this is a key area is because when you're looking at cloud in general, Amazon is really dominating that space. So to see Google still taking those shares from the market is a positive sign. And as cloud continues to develop, as we see new data centers, etc., we're only going to see cloud revenues increase, and this is a very, very profitable piece of Google's business. Similarly to ad revenues, we're up 13% on Google's PPC, so pay-per-click ads, as well as overall subscriptions within their services up 20%. So really understanding that although there has been a negative sentiment with Google, which we'll get onto discussing in a minute, the numbers don't lie and people are still engaging within their services. So it's a very positive to see that, and Google has such a strong track record. Balance sheet is fantastic and they have so much cash, so I can't really complain with how those earnings went so far. Now, a key point as well is their AI development. Now, if you would have told me that Google Gemini would have been growing and then seeing more traction and innovation a few months ago, again, I wouldn't have 100% believed you, just because when Gemini first came out, it had such a bad rep as their launch wasn't great, as we all know. Now, with that being said, they have seen massive improvements and developments, and it just goes to show that although Google has been laying off people over the last few months, maybe it's been a positive thing overall for the stock. Again, maybe Google's gone into a bit more of a startup mode, and what I mean by that is because this whole AI race, they really understood of who to kind of put in place, especially from a team perspective. As we've seen, the AI and the innovation has been growing and gaining more traction, which is great. And I think it makes sense, especially as Google, you could argue that they have a monopoly over search. So having that AI piece that works well and is innovating will only keep bolstering the stock. And as mentioned just a few months ago, analysts were heavily critical of Google as they had lower than expected YouTube growth, and with all these new players in terms of AI, if you look at OpenAI, fears around Google essentially cannibalizing themselves and not taking advantage of the AI and in terms of how people will now search and query the internet rather than moving away from traditional search. That kind of feared analysts a bit, and I guess the main reason for that is how pay-per-click ads will fit into that side of the business, because if Google doesn't monetize that side, it'll be very hard for them to keep growing. Now, with all this fear that analysts had injected within investors within their reports, this was obviously shown in the share price, right? Google did get hit a little bit, although they had fantastic free cash flow and a strong balance sheet. I think people kind of forgot about that from that perspective. And as a shareholder of Google, seeing these reports, you can get persuaded and second guess your decisions, even from a subconscious psychological perspective, which is generally called the halo effect. When you're seeing analysts on Wall Street saying their piece about Google, how bad it's going with Gemini, obviously when they first released that product it went really badly, right? And you see those things, it can make you alter your decision. So it's good to stick with why you invested in that company, and well, for me in the first place, because it's so easy to take everyone's opinions. And now from this Q2 report we can clearly see right now where everything is going to plan from what they've said. Now the next stock that we have within big tech is Microsoft. Another fantastic report from this company, very, very consistent, just considering how they're led and their history, well, what they've got to offer. Essentially everyone's got a Microsoft product or is interacting with Microsoft in one way or another. So firstly, we want to talk about their revenue, up 15% year-on-year growth, and with that they've got an operating income of around 17%. I want to focus on the cloud side as well, just because with Amazon, Google and Microsoft, cloud is super profitable for them, and it's a growing segment within their ecosystem. This figure is up 23%, which again is showing significant growth. However, Google does beat them on revenue, which is just food for thought if you was looking to analyze these two behemoths side by side. Now for Microsoft, the bullish case for me personally is the adoption firstly of AI, as they are becoming a leader obviously within that space, cloud and their Azure services. Their Microsoft Azure services is increasing rapidly, and we can tell by the figure as Microsoft Azure is up 34% year on year, which is showing fantastic growth, and it's a growing segment for them. And the overall sentiment around Microsoft is positive. It is still very, very bullish in my opinion, and analysts don't have much negatively to say about the company, although overall infrastructure within the company could be a slight problem with them, which some people were saying. But in my eyes, if you're looking at this for the next 5 years, it's a challenge that has come up for them previously, and they'll likely overstep that hurdle within the years to come. Now lastly, we have Amazon. Amazon is a stock that I recently invested in during that short downturn that we saw earlier on in the year due to the whole tariff situation. That's where I bought quite a few shares of the company, which again I'll put on screen somewhere here, and it's one that's done tremendously well for me so far. It's one that I'm going to hold for the long term. I think Amazon's a solid company. Most of you guys watching this probably use Amazon at least once a week, not to mention their overall cloud services, which again is a huge part of their business, and not too many people know about that side of their operations. Looking at the overall revenues and sales growth, it's up 12%, with their operating income up 31% so far, comparing it to Q2. Main growth that we've seen, in my opinion, throughout this report is their advertising revenues. Now they're up currently 22% year-on-year growth, mainly driven by sponsorship partnerships with Disney and Roku. When I broke this down and had a look at some of the sentiments that analysts were displaying from Wall Street, the overall outlook is bullish, again mainly due to their AWS service that they're providing, as it is dominating that part of the market, although Microsoft and Google still are growing within that sector. But this can also be Amazon's downfall if you look at the opposite side, because Google and Microsoft being competitive in that space, who knows what can happen in the next few years if Amazon don't stay diligent in terms of what they're providing and staying competitive with pricing as well. Now, despite all this growth, Amazon shares did fall 8.3% on the market open. Now, some analysts did call this an overcorrection that we saw within that drop, arguing that AWS's slightly slower growth is mainly due to capacity constraints, not necessarily demand and weakness. So overall, personally, I think AWS is still very, very strong, and future growth and potential is still there within this growing market. Now, I guess to conclude, Amazon again is still very much a strong powerhouse, but we can see that Google and Microsoft are catching up, especially within their cloud services divisions. I think all three stocks are very strong, and they're all three stocks that I'm going to be holding within my portfolio for the long term. But I'm curious to understand what you guys think down below. If there's any other stocks that maybe you're looking at, you want me to dive into, as I'm happy to go over those on a next video. So let me know down in the comment section below, and subscribe to the channel and give this video a like.